friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy on this Thursday, November 10th. We are 2 days out from the election. That sounds like we have 2 more days until the election. We are 2 days post the election, and it is crazy how we still don't have all of the results. I feel like, and let me know if you guys feel this way too. It could just be me, but I don't think so, especially the way that we do it as a society. It feels like elections season is like the Olympics or the biggest sporting event, the World Cup. The way that I am checking the score, for lack of better words, every hour, like how many seats, what, and like you have to check, it's like the most intense. It's not just one sport, it's many sports because I'm like, how many seats here? How many seats there? What did CNN say? What did Fox say? What does the Associated Press say? Why haven't they called that race? And then don't even get me effing started about the LA mayoral race. Yesterday morning, 44% of the votes had been counted. Today morning, 44% of the votes had been counted. What happened between yesterday and today? Some websites are saying way more have been counted. Associated Press is not. Who's going to be our mayor? Some people are saying we're not going to know for weeks. Some people are saying it's going to take a week. It's like just wild. I remember being a kid, and maybe this was just my kid perspective, but I remember being a kid, and I remember my parents would go to the polls, and then they would come home, and then I'd stay up late that night, and then we'd know who won whatever race it was. And that was just how it was. And now it's like, I don't even understand the system enough to understand why the counting process is this slow. Like what exactly is going on here? I didn't mean to just take this out yet. I'm going to do my hair at some point, but first I'm going to just do my makeup. GRWM, get ready with me. We're going to go see Grammy. Then I've got something I'm taping, and then I'm doing a thing later. So I just want to have a little makeup on my face for the day. Do my hair a little bit. How are you guys feeling about it all? Are you stressed about the election? Are you following the election? It's also like at this point, there's fucking nothing we can do. But it feels like there's still something we can do. I feel like they want to keep posting, like, get out there and vote. And it's like, well, it's a little bit too late. And it's all the celebrities that are coming out endorsing Caruso. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Why? This man is a Republican pretending to be a Democrat who supports all pro-life candidates and is a billionaire who put over $100 million into his campaign. And had he put that $100 million towards the homeless population, then we really could have been solving some issues. But instead, that was just his fucking campaign funds, which is why I got things to my place every single day about him. Rick Caruso here to stop the homeless problem. How? What's your plan? You're not saying anything. You just continue to say you're going to solve all of the world's problems. It's frustrating. What about you guys? How are you feeling? Streamlabs.com/RoxyStryer. Super chat in. I'm only here 20 minutes, so get in your bits, bots, thoughts, and twats. Do you guys like when I say that as much as I do? It's so stupid. It doesn't even make sense. Not on Twitch. Fine. I'll stop. No, I won't. November 10th, Mike Joyce, our first Streamlabser of the day. Thank you, Mike. He says, the Severance Season 2 cast is stacked. My favorite new addition is John Noble. I hope his role is similar to the kooky scientist he played in Fringe. Have you seen Fringe? It's a great sci-fi X-Files type show set in Boston. I think you'd really like it. No, my friend Sarah, my writing partner, she loves Fringe, and I have been meaning to watch it for a while. Is it JJ's show? I think it might be. I don't know. I'm stoked about Severance Season 2. I'm stoked about the new cast. I am curious, like, are a lot of these cast members going to be in a different department? Or are they going to be outies and they don't have, innies? Like, are they just people on the outside? I am I'm curious. So yeah, but I'm stoked on Severance. I think it is the best show on right now. You know what I finished last night though? Holy shit! I wanted to talk to you guys about this. Is anybody still watching Handmaid's Tale? And by the way, should I do sparkly eyeshadow today or matted eyeshadow today? So this would be just like I would do like a matted nude look, and this would be I would have shimmer all over my eyes. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Say matte or sparkle. So I finished Handmaid's Tale last night, and it was so fucking good. People fell off the show. I was so upset this was the season finale. There's only one more season left. And the way this one ended, I'm like, yeah, we are gearing up to something great. The creators already talked about how he's like, I know exactly what's happening in the next season. I've known for years. And I'm like, yes, that's what we love to see. Okay, Cena says matted. Jose says sparkly. Cena wants to know what I'm getting ready for. So I'm going to go see Grammy. I got to take her to a couple appointments. Then I'm going to try to have her get her nails done. Then I'm going to film something quickly. And then I'm going to, I think, a dinner, but with my little, I'm Auntie Roxy too, my two little nephews. So it's not like I don't have to have a full face for them. King Dingaling says, going to see Wakanda Forever in about 4 hours. I'm fully prepared to cry a lot. Also, I live in Michigan where we codified the right to choose. Yeah. Let's go California. Let's go Michigan. Let's go Vermont. Love to fucking see it. Oh my God. Did you guys see how many fucking states didn't do away with slavery? I was like, I don't even understand what we're talking about in 2022. How is this on the ballot? And then how in some places it's passing and some is it not? Yeah, all of our rights are fucking at risk, and people just are not acknowledging that. Cena's is definitely matted then. Okay, we go matted. We go matted. When they go low, we go matted. What the fuck, Roxy? First, we're going to do a quick vitamin C and then a quick hyaluronic acid and a quick moisturizer, and then we're going to go matted. We're going to just make it all work. Yeah, marijuana did well in some places and didn't do well in other places. So it was a win in, I think it was South Dakota or North Dakota where it didn't pass. So that sucks. Colorado legalized psychedelics. Is that true? That's great. That would make it the second state, right? That would be awesome. I love Colorado. Some of the things were bad. Some of the things were good. Some of the seats and the turnovers are good. Some of them are tough. And some things we still just don't fucking know, which is like crazy. Ryan says, I was shocked to see slavery on ballots. And then the deep dive into those ballots. Yikes. I know. It's like if you, in 100 years from now, hopefully they look back at this time period and they're like, what the fuck were those guys doing? Because hopefully shit's just better, but change, I guess, they tell us change takes a long time. I want to fight against that because I'm just like, why? It takes a long time because we're saying it takes a long time, so we're making it take a long time. But it looks like change fucking takes a long time, especially in this country. I've always been somebody, and tell me if you guys are like this at all. If you're not, that's okay. But I've always been somebody who can change very quickly. For example, if somebody says to me that they have a problem with something I'm doing, so they say, I don't like the way that you blah, 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 and I love them and it's easy for me to change, I just will change it. Like anytime I'm dating somebody or one of my best friends, if they say to me, I don't like when you blah, 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 I'm like, great, won't do it again. If it's not important to me, it's not important to me. And if it doesn't affect me negatively, it doesn't affect me negatively. This country is so weird because sometimes we'll be like, we know we need to change the system, but we're not ready to do so, or we're not ready to do it at a specific rate. And it's like, what does that even mean? Like, the majority of this country knows that cannabis should be legalized, and that the reason that cannabis is a Schedule 1 drug is to fuck over Black and brown people because it was a way to send them to prison and keep them down, even though it's a fucking plant. the majority of the people in this country understand that. So why is cannabis still a Schedule 1 drug? Like the majority of the people of this country understand that abortion is not only a woman's right to choose and should be, but is necessary in many cases. And yet that's still something that's up for debate. It's like, what is with our country being like, we got to change this, but might take another 100 years. Why? If we got to change it, why don't we just change it? Even things like fucking daylight savings. We voted on that 3 years ago, something like that. I was living in my old place, so it must have been at least 2 years ago. And yet, despite voting on it, now they're like, we just don't know if we're going to implement that. Wait, what? What the fuck? None of this makes sense. None of you guys make sense. I'm back in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. I want to give a shout out to the Zen one himself, Zen Glenn Caesar, who says, Team Roxy, hello, and happy or whatever adjective works for you Thursday. No matter what day it is, it's totally up to you to decide how you feel about it. If you choose to, I hope you continue sunbathing in golden sparkles, breathing in love, and blowing out stress and yucky energy. Each exhale to break up and remove all types of energetic blockages. Be brave, be you, be awesome, because you are. Thank you so much, Glenn. Appreciate that. Leonard Kim in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, hey, Double Tits, Roxy, how's everything going? One of my biggest issues with political ads, XYZ is occurring, and vote for me to stop it. Yeah, but how? What's your plan of attack? I know. Tell me more about your policies. Anyway, 10 days until the World Cup. Yeah, it's just weird because sometimes it's like, listen, I understand that on Twitter, you don't get many characters to explain things, but like when you are on stage, you can spend the time to explain what is your actual fucking policy. And if you can't, then that's a problem. And it's a fucking problem. Shout out to everybody who's joining live today. We are talking a little bit about the election, airing out some of our frustrations and just talking about what we think is going to happen. And then I do want to talk about Iran. And then whatever it is that you guys want to talk about, we're only here for about 10 more minutes. So get in your Streamlabs, get in your Super Chat, get in that support. I appreciate all of you guys who show up to support this show and me and each other all of the time. It was a fun episode of The World Girls last night. Thank you to everybody who's been showing up over there also. And if you didn't check it out, I was on the big thing this morning. So feel free to check that out. I think I'm actually going to do Live with the Roxy later tonight, which is my call-in show for those of you guys who like entertainment news stuff. I think I'm going to do that later tonight. But if not, I will do it tomorrow morning. Yes. Shout out to everybody in here. Going back into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. I really got to start putting the pedal to the metal on getting ready because I'm being slow. Glenn says, Roxy, Rockstars, everyone else listening, please say to yourself, I'm kind of caring, fully unique. I'm good people. I'm worthy. My story is important. So to be seen in her, and that makes me a winner and somebody worthy of having around. Yay, go me. Yeah. That's the truth. Okay, so let's see what we got. You gotta find. I have this like one bag that I keep all my stuff in, which is a crazy way of doing things, but I'm on the go so much that I need to. Cena says, y'all are helping me procrastinate on my dishes. Much love. Yeah, we got you. But what if while we're doing this, you did your dishes, so by the time the show was done, your dishes were done, and that way you felt like you had people keeping you company while doing your dishes and you felt accomplished. That to me is the move. You could disagree, but I feel like I've outsmarted the system when I do that. I always have my brother on FaceTime with me when I do my dishes, and then it feels like I'm not doing my dishes. Always pair something you don't want to do with something you do want to do, and it makes the thing you don't want to do much better. That's how I live my life, or I try to. It doesn't work in all situations, but in some, in many. Glenn also says, may you each get to feel love and sparkles and happiness as well as energy, golden sparkles, manifesting in your lives at least once a day today and every single day for the rest of your lives. Be you. Appreciate that, Glenn. Everybody else, show up, show that support, show out. It's fucking weird when I do this when I'm talking about serious topics and I'm doing my makeup, but I got to get ready. We've got to always keep it pushing in life, but we also have to talk about the important things. And we have not talked enough on the show about what's happening in Iran. which is super fucking disturbing. I have been keeping up to date on everything that is happening as best as I can. I will say I am finding it one of the most challenging things to keep up with information about because um, it's like, even though it is in mainstream media, it's kind of not. And when I search for it on Twitter or when I search on Instagram, a lot of um, the news on this is in a different language. And so I've been following some people that I really trust. Tehran, who's a friend of the show, has been doing an amazing job covering what's been going on in Iran. If you guys don't follow him, I'm going to get you his handle right now. It's I am Tehran, Tehran. And he's a friend of mine and has come on live at the Roxy several times. We brought him on the World Girls, and he is just really well versed in what's happening. He is Black and Jewish and Persian, so a true beautiful mutt, and he is a fucking politically very savvy, very smart guy who does a great job explaining different situations and what we can do to try to help. So I definitely recommend following him. But then also I've been looking at stuff just on Twitter, and even today this was like a trending story that about what's happening, obviously, with all of the women in Iran. But there was a swimming team that decided not to sing the national anthem in protest. And then I saw that a 3-year-old girl was arrested today, or I saw that today. I don't know when that arrest took place. And it's like, how is that fucking possible that we live in a world in which you could be 3 and be fucking arrested? And people being arrested for things they are doing and are not doing just for having their fucking hair show, people getting the living shit kicked out of them, people going missing left and right. And I just can't believe it feels so far away. It feels like it's a different planet, but it's not. It's this planet. And I feel like we do in the United States, they do a good job of making us feel like something is not our problem or not our situation. And it's so far away that it's not, there's nothing we can do. But one of the things that has happened is that the internet has been shut down there. Their access to speaking about these things and showing the atrocities that is happening has been very limited. And so they have been asking us to be their voices. And that's something that we need to continue to do and try to educate ourselves, even when it is difficult to find accurate information, to do our best to search and see what it is that we can do. And one of those things right now is by just talking about it, because still there's so many people who don't know what's happening in Iran and that women are being murdered there. One of the sources that I saw today said that 10,000 women were being set to be executed, and that nobody was talking about it. And I need to look further into that and see what has happened, because again, it is a little more challenging to get information on, but we need to do the best we can. So we're talking about it here on the show. And if anybody else has additional resources that they've been going to, I would love for you guys to share that as well, so that we can all pool our resources and figure out what it is that we can do and how vocal we can be and how we can help and spread the word and all of those things. Let me go back and streamlabs.com/Roxy see what it is that's going on in here. Glenn says, everyone who shows up gives their support whenever, however they can. When it gets tough, you're by yourself, you're not alone. Everyone who's battling, keep fighting. You're a winner. We're not chicken dinner. Being unselfish, loving, and supportive of others, including strangers, as well as kind, caring. See, supportive of others, including strangers. That's the thing that I'm talking about in Iran right now. Like, it feels like nobody I know is being directly affected by this, but an injustice to some is an injustice to everybody and risks justice for all everywhere. And just because I don't know many people in Iran doesn't mean that I don't know Iranian people, which of course I do, but also that this doesn't affect the world, and it really does. So I appreciate that, Glenn, today as that reminder to strangers, because that is important. We are able to support our loved ones, and often because it's right in front of our face, we know what to do, but we need to be able to support others. He also says those who show up to give their support. I know I did the winner and chicken dinner one. So anyway, streamlabs.com/RoxyStryer. Let your voice be heard. Would love to hear from you guys. Like I said, only here for 5 more minutes. So get in anything that you would like to talk about, whether it is election related or, again, who's watching Handmaid's Tale. It is also wild when I've been watching that show and it's just like doesn't feel so foreign from our reality half the time. And that is so fucking scary, because it's like a dystopian show about that feels like sci-fi to some, but then sometimes I'm watching it and I'm like, I could so fucking see this country just doing that. Just straight up, I could see this country doing that. Again, very scary. Ben says a friend of mine whose family is from Iran posted that the parliament there voted to hang anyone arrested for protesting. Yeah, I saw that. And that's where the 10,000 people are currently, I guess, set to be executed for doing such. But I don't know how those 10,000 people were selected, if it was just like protesters that they found in the moment, or whether they're finding footage of people protesting and then going to their homes, or how exactly it's all working. Just fucking scary. Yeah, fucking scary. Ben says, yes, the parliament voted to execute protesters. It's like, imagine living in a place where if you didn't like the rules of the place and you protested, what happens is you're killed. And again, a 3-year-old is arrested. Like, the average age of the protesters, I was watching this on the news, the average age of the protesters in Iran, think about that in your head. Like, what's the average age of the protesters that are set to be executed? But the average age of protesters in Iran in general, the average age, not the youngest, the average is 15. That's the average age of these protesters. And that's who's being set. That's who's being executed. That's who's being set to execution. Fucking disturbing. A lot of different things that some of our world leaders, our fucking world leaders, are doing is disgusting. I don't know if you guys saw, and again, this has nothing to do with the fucking conflict, but a mayor in the West Bank of Palestine, a Palestinian mayor, set a $5, it was like 20 of their form of currency, but it's about $5, 50 cents of US money, on anybody who would kill a dog. Like, he wanted, because they have so many stray dogs, and he wanted everybody to mass murder these dogs, and people were just like stringing the dogs in the street, shooting the dogs, beating the shit out of the dogs, and bringing all these dead dogs to collect their $5. It's like, that doesn't even feel like something that could happen in 2022. That feels like something in a fucking, like, ancient times that you would watch in a movie and be like, holy shit, this world was a crazy place in the fucking 1400s. Like, even earlier than that, it feels like fucking caveman shit. Just horrific to watch. Horrific. And all of these things are happening on our planet, you know? It's a little bit overwhelming. As fun of a show as this. I got to do another upbeat show coming up. Next week, we got to focus on some good stuff. Yeah, we got to. Send in any last minute Streamlabs. I am getting out of here. Cena says, what the hell? I know. And like, there's so much going on that we miss a lot of it, right? Like, there's things that you just straight up don't see, because it's like, how are you supposed to have a job, have family, have friends, have loved ones, have any kind of hobby or life at all, and also follow the news when the news is like, how do you follow everything that's happening on this planet at once? Things are going to slip through the cracks all the time. Dorina or Steph will tell me something and I'm like, what happened? Like, Dorina all the time is bringing up new atrocities that happen at the border. And I'm like, wow, I feel like a very educated person who spends a lot of her time looking at the news, reading the news, doing the best I can to be informed and aware and an activist. And then still, I miss shit all the time. And oftentimes the things we don't miss are the things that are targeted towards us, right? Like, it's very rare that I miss atrocities towards Jewish people, because the algorithm's like, oh, you Jewish? All right, let's just show a bunch of your people getting fucking beat up in the street. And that's like, so then that's why a lot of times it becomes our job as the people who are persecuted to share with the people who are not what's happening, because fucking algorithms and shit aren't even educating anybody. And it's like, I feel like I'm the last person who needs to see Jews being beat up in the street. I feel like the algorithm should know I'm aware that's happening, and maybe send that to the people who need to know that. Like, why is that coming to? But then again, I'm glad to see that I'm able to then post about it and other people wouldn't. So anyway, it's me just bitching about that. Seeing this in the news makes me sad. I know my brother I told you guys this, but he called me the other month and he was like, yo, I'm actually going to take a month off of the news. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I already know who I'm voting for, and I don't need to be watching this stuff, and it's made me fucking depressed. And I was like, I get that. Like, sometimes I don't want to be as educated in subject matters, because I know that we can't just bury our head in the sand, but sometimes it's too much to like legit even feel like you could have a normal day. Like today, I want to take Grammy to do errands and then hopefully take her to get her nails done. And it's like some people are just fucking getting strung up in the streets while we're doing that. And that feels so weird and wrong. Now I'm just venting, but I know that you guys know what I mean and can relate. It's a really tough, it's a tough feeling. All right, I am gonna go. So looking at any last minute things, thank you to the couple of you who did send in support in the Streamlabs, to Glenn, to Mike, and to Leonard. I appreciate you guys. Thanks to everybody for being here. I hope that you do things to take care of yourself in the coming days, especially as election results come in and a lot of our rights get stripped right in front of us, especially to my trans friends, my queer friends, the women out there, and everybody, all persecuted groups. It's hard to watch sometimes. So I hope that you do things to take care of yourself. Have that glass of wine, take that nice hot shower, smoke that doobie, go on a long walk, try to meditate, listen to music that you enjoy, watch that TV show that you've seen 500 times that just makes you a little bit happy, and, take care of yourself and then keep on fighting, which is what we continue to do here on the show. One more Streamlabs from Glenn, who says, great look, RJ. No, you don't feel or really enjoy taking compliments, but I said what I said, Roxy. Oh my God. And yeah, I'm scoreboard watching the election results too. It's my team in the NBA finals and Super Bowl or Lotto. I know, that's how I feel. Refreshing. How many seats? What's the seat count? Like, it's 47, 49. What's that? It's just like, it's a little much. Tina says just one glass of wine. Just an extra glass of wine, I think. You usually have 2, maybe 3. All right. Much love to all my friends. Stay safe, stay sane. I might do a live with Roxy tonight. If not, I'll do it tomorrow to talk entertainment news, which is fun and great during this time period. All right. Much love, friends. And put down toilet seat and lid. We don't want those buffoons. Don't turn with the Holocaust. Justice for all the people who lost their lives due to excessive force. Make your bed. Wherever you are on the rainbow, we love you. My body, my choice, and all the other important things to us. Later. This isn't for loser, it's for later. It didn't work. Okay. We'll try something new next.